Hey everyone, Coach Mo Fall here. This is the fourth in the series of our job trauma, my job trauma series of stories, realities around job trauma. We have covered how to recognize it, how to bounce back from it, how to prevent it. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to thrive afterwards and trauma patterns, especially the ones I'm talking about related to job trauma and stuff that happens at work that gives you a nervous system pattern that you're still fighting against all the time. It comes from chronic stress from your job. It comes from being shamed or told to keep quiet in meetings. It comes from being disincluded or passed over for promotions year after year. It comes from doing the work of more than one person, never getting recognition or a pay increase. It comes from a toxic work environment or a bully boss. It comes from perhaps years of being bought out and sold in mergers and acquisitions. It comes from sometimes having a personal trauma that you haven't really quite recovered from, and you're trying to get yourself back and sort of pretend that you're all healed. These are trauma patterns that really come into play in stalling your career out, which affects your earnings. I'm going to say it this way. If you're in a trauma pattern that you haven't healed, you're probably making between $50,000 and $100,000 or more less per year. And if you have 5 years more of your career, 10 years more of your career, maybe you have 20 more years of your career. If you're only 45 years old and you're in a trauma pattern, missing out on $50,000 to $100,000 for the next 20 years, that's $1 million to $2 million in extra earnings. If you're 55 and you're losing out on $50,000, that's $250,000 of earnings that you're losing out because of a job trauma pattern. Don't let that be okay. It's time to thrive and come back and own your life, own your career, own the contribution, recognition, appreciation that you desire to have in your life. I don't want any woman who ever hears a message from me to miss the opportunity to be 85 in a rocking chair, feeling satisfied in how you lived your life, feeling satisfied in how you brought your career forward and contributed and helped lift others and led organizations and change and made a difference. As a woman, you bring a special, unique quality to the table. You bring something special to work, and you can be a change maker and a lifter upper and someone who earns a reputation and money that feels great. That can be you. If it's not you, I want you to stay tuned in for the next few minutes, because I'm going to tell you about how to thrive after job trauma. But first of all, I got to poke you in the eye a few times on what this job trauma is really all about. It's not just some anxiety or worry pattern that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. Buck it up, buttercup. No, this is something that has to be addressed, because your nervous system can't take the stress and strain of this trauma pattern. You're going to go backwards, and it's going to eventually create disease. If it hasn't already, you're going to have a disease pattern that's going to disrupt even further. And then you're going to throw up your hands and be like, there's nothing I can do. I was pushed to the brink when I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2008. I was in a thriving career. I was training for a marathon, running it with my sister, who had just lost 100 pounds through diet and exercise. And she had asked me to train with her for a marathon. We were training for the Marine Corps marathon. I had lost my job in April and started a new one in July, August. And by September, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Our marathon was the end of October. My double mastectomy was the beginning of November. I went through a roller coaster up and down. We finished the marathon, and the next thing I had was a double mastectomy. That experience pushed me into the depths of my soul, which brought forward this soul treatment that I now coach women on. Someone just asked me the other day, hey, Mo, have you been through your own workshop? I created it based on what I did when I came back from my breast cancer. It would be irresponsible for me to say to you today that I can help you thrive from your job trauma in 1 or 2 Facebook Live videos. I'm not going to be irresponsible in that way, but I am going to give you hope, and I am going to give you something to consider. If you're in a job trauma pattern, not only are you leaving millions of dollars on the table in real earning and income that could change your life, right? If you earn another $1 million between now and the end of your career, it's a game changer. How about another 2 million? It's a game changer. How about another 100,000 or 200,000? These things are not to be sneezed at. These are real effects of job trauma that has pushed you backwards. Not only is it on an earning scale, but it's pushed your soul backwards. Ask yourself right now, how do I feel about myself? What's my talk track inside? Am I healthy and thriving in how I feel about myself and what I feel about my future and my prospects going forward? If you're not able to really own a sense of self and possibility for your future, you're losing out and you're missing out. And like I said in the video yesterday, to me, this is one of the biggest sins that we can create in our lives, is to diminish our value and to diminish our potential. You were created for something special and unique, and you are special and unique. And it's not unique to have job trauma. It's not unique as a professional woman to be pushed around and dismissed and disengaged. It's not unique. Unfortunately, it's an all too common problem that we coach women through every single day, every single week in our 12-week kick-ass career workshop. I created that workshop because all along the way of my successful career, I saw women falling and failing through no fault of their own, but because they didn't have the tools to pick themselves up from the inside. And they thought hustling and working harder and being a people pleaser or getting stuck in a perfectionism trap was the way out. And it is not. It is the way to stay stuck in that pattern. I want to help you thrive after job trauma. I want to help you come back and live better and higher level. I want to help you claim the level of a career and job opportunities and impact and appreciation that is finally something that feels great and awesome for you. That's my desire for you. Is it your desire for you? If it is, I'd like to take this opportunity to offer you to book a call with my team and I at mofall.com/talk. It is a sure route to understand and appreciate exactly what's going on, to really get real and responsible for the fact that you're the only one who can change this trajectory. Now, you can't change it on your own. You're going to need expertise. You're going to need a proven formula. You're going to need coaches who know how to pull you forward and help advise you on strategies and tactics that are going to lead you in the proper right direction for yourself. You're going to need help. And that help is on its way. And you can access that help, and we can help understand whether we can be the help for you or not by talking to you on a complimentary career clarity call. Our career breakthrough strategists are skilled coaches to help you understand and appreciate what's really going on. And they're going to ask probing questions. Spend the time for yourself speaking to one of my career breakthrough strategists so we can help you unpack what's really going on and what you're really missing out on. And if we know with 100% certainty that we can help you and you're ready to do the work and be coachable and decisive and resourceful to step yourself into a life and a soul truth that maybe has been avoiding you all your life. I don't want you to live your life one more minute, one more second without feeling more awesome about yourself or the hope that you're on the right path to healing and thriving. It's totally possible to come back. If you're a mid-level professional woman in engineering, IT, accounting, law, marketing, sales, healthcare, education, I mean, you name it. I've had women in careers I've never actually heard of before, and we've helped up-level them and set them forward in their dream path, their dream career. Some of them I've had the pleasure of watching up-level year after year. Some of them have doubled and tripled their salaries while enjoying their lives, being better mothers, better spouses and partners, being better daughters and sisters. Some of these women have broken generational patterns of trauma and abuse by doing it differently in this lifetime. And you're going to need the professional help and a proven formula and a community of sisterhood that helps you not feel alone or lost, that surrounds you with love and appreciation and being seen in your most vulnerable time and seen in your most powerful time. That's how to thrive after job trauma, to be seen for the most awesome version of you. You know, just the other night, I was coaching, and I was coaching one woman in particular. And she said, I finally feel seen for all that I bring to the table with you, Coach Mo. And we paused for a moment. And she went into her next room and pulled out a medal of recognition that she received after a job well done of a huge gala that she was the producer of. She had been tucking that big celebration and that big appreciation away because she didn't feel that she was still worthy of that. And having seen her in her success, having had her elaborate and talk about it again, which she's going to want to do on her job interviews, she felt seen and appreciated, and it brought the light back. I literally could see her soul shining from inside as I was coaching her. That's the work that we do to help our clients thrive after having missteps or misfortune in their jobs. It's not your fault if your job isn't thriving and you're not feeling like you're on top of the world. It's not your fault, but you probably don't have the answers and how to get yourself moving forward. And I'm hoping on this Facebook Live or podcast, however you're listening to this episode, that I want to nudge you and say, you can't do it alone. I wish you could. I wish I could have done it alone. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaches and programs to get myself moving forward. And I'll tell you, the one thing that actually did it was to hire the right expert with the right formula who had been a place that I wanted to be. And if you're a professional woman who haven't gotten to the level in your profession that you want to be at, I can guarantee you that I've seen it and helped navigate it myself or someone else. My team of experts, my coaches are so good at helping you navigate things. I've got an ex-CEO on my coaching team. She's been around the block and she'll coach you on any up-leveling. She's seen it all. And we've all hired and interviewed people, and we know exactly how to help you shine and rise up in your interviews. Take it from me. Thriving after job trauma is so possible and so doable. And you've got to take responsibility for your thriving. And you've got to take the necessary steps. And you've got to take action. And you've got to invest in yourself. And you've got to know that you're the most important person in your life. And once you take that responsibility on, and you realize that being the wife or the mother or the sister or the daughter is the second role you play or the third role, the first role you play is being you. And if you're not being you to your highest self, you're not being the best mom, the best wife, the best partner, the best daughter, sister, etc. You're not able to do it if you're not being the best version of you. You have to come back in a thriving manner in order to rise up and be the best version of you. mofall.com/talk is the first step. You'll speak to one of my career breakthrough strategists. We'll sort it out. We have very specific questions that we're going to ask you about who you are and what's been going on. We're going to help you take a look at what you've been losing out on. And we're going to also help you take a look at what is possible for you, what's on your heart. And look, if we can't help you, we'll steer you in another direction. But if we can, we've got the answer for you. All you have to do is show up ready to do it, ready to be responsible and take action on the best version of you. You'll meet the most awesome women on the journey. You'll meet my awesome coaching team of experts, and you'll follow the same pattern, the same proven formula that over 2,000 women have followed to put their life and career back together. Don't be Humpty Dumpty in a million different pieces and just shake your head or scratch your head and go, why me? That's not a resourceful state, is it? I want you to realize that coming through job trauma, being treated or disregarded negatively is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to do something different about it. And we're going to help you out with that. It starts with a call. It starts with a discovery and clarity of what's really going on and whether indeed we can help you or not. And you may be scared to book that call. You may be unsure. You may be not wanting a sales pitch. We're not selling anything. We're providing a solution that's going to change your life forever. And I want you to ask yourself right now, if there's an answer for you to thrive after job trauma, whether that be a job loss, whether it be a toxic environment, a bully boss, even if that was in the past, you're still probably holding it in your nervous system. What's it worth to you on a dollars and cents level? What's it worth to you to feel awesome, to have your life and career back? I can do the calculation on your earnings, what it's worth to you. And if you watched me yesterday, you'll know that that earnings level can be anywhere from $250,000 to $1 million or $2 million or even $3 million, depending on where you are in your career and what your potential is. That's what the asset of your career and you is worth. But what's it worth to you as a human being to feel awesome every day and to know how to navigate life's difficulties? What's that worth? Write down a number. Write down a number. What's that worth? What are you worth? What's a thriving life worth for you? I know how much money I've spent in coaching and helping myself get back. Not only after job trauma and job losses, I've had 6 job losses. I've been fired a few times. I've gotten on the wrong side of a political alignment in my career, and I've lost. Each time I was resourceful enough to take responsibility to come back at a higher level. Each time I up-leveled. And this is not something that I see from other women who have been marginalized or discredited or lost a job. Unfortunately, most human beings don't have the resources within themselves to up-level after a loss like that. I got resourceful, and I've had a coach since the year 2000 because I needed help. And I needed help because I wanted to thrive. So my only question for you today is, do you want to thrive? Do you want a life that you can sit back and look back 40 years from now and be happy? Be satisfied that you went for it and that you found the right tools and techniques to thrive, and that you were the role model for your kids, perhaps the role model for your partner, your sisters and brothers, perhaps the role model in your neighborhood. Ooh, what's she doing right? Think about how valuable your life is and the importance and the imperative to do something about it today. Thriving after job trauma is not only possible, but it is an imperative for you. Your creator does not want you stuck in a negative pattern. But you know what? Sometimes our negative patterns are the very thing we need in order to grow. If we weren't put in those situations, would we grow? If you don't lift a heavier weight, you don't get stronger. But sometimes in life, those trauma and obstacles and challenges are put in front of us so that we can grow through them. And if you don't have the tools, the techniques, or the inner strength to do it on your own, which most people don't, you're going to need help. And it's not just with a video that's going to help you. This may be inspiring and give you hope, but it's taking action and doing something about it that's going to change your life forever. mofall.com/talk. Meet with one of my career breakthrough strategists, and let's get down to business and let's talk about the most important thing to your life, and that is you. mofall.com/talk. Thriving after job trauma is not only possible and doable, but it is an imperative for you to live your best life. It's an imperative for you to have the best future and to make sure that your retirement and your life ahead after work is set up for success for you. That's an important part of living a great life. Please take action today. Your life is so important. Each day matters. You're either living it in poison or you're living it in possibility. Let's have you thrive after job trauma. Take action today. mofall.com/talk. Meet with one of my career breakthrough strategists. Go through the call and the discovery and understand what's really going on, and then take action to invest in yourself. If we're the right fit, it'll feel right. We'll see you on the other side. Coach Mo Fall, mofall.com/talk. I look forward to working